Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Scott's Soldiers. Today we're looking at 3 different Canadian regiments. These figures are not what I would call mainstream, in that you won't see them often, likely because they are labeled as Canadian and the makers are no longer in business. Anyway, this will be a short video. I hope you'll enjoy seeing obscure, or should I say not well-known Canadian regiments. Don't forget to hit the like or subscribe buttons on your way out. Keep on collecting and thanks.
This first set by Nostalgia Models is in fact a partial set, number 165, as I have been buying up the figures in batches, and I'm at least one figure short right now. These are the Nova Scotian Chebucto Graze and Quartermaster Hall. I know Nostalgia made a lot of different sets, but this is a relatively unknown part of Canada's pre-Confederation militia history. It depicts the Greys circa 1860s, prior to their disbandment following Nova Scotia's entry into Confederation in 1867. Hall is noted for his winning of the Victoria Cross during the Indian Rebellion of 1857 and is the first Canadian and first Afro-Canadian serviceman to be awarded this honor. He was a freeman who was born in the colony of Nova Scotia in British North America, where he joined the Royal Navy. I'll leave a link to his unique history in the description paragraph. With respect to the uniforms on the Chebucto Graze, take a look at the figures and then take a look at this image, which comes from my book, Military Uniforms in Canada, 1665 to 1970. And one of the authors of the book is René Chartrand, who is a well-known historian and illustrator, I believe. Regardless, Nostalgia got it completely right. It's bang on. It looks like one is a facsimile of the other one. So I have to give them credit on this. It looks really good, very authentic. The second set is labeled the 10th Grenadiers of Canada and was made by Steadfast Soldiers, which I purchased at an on-parade show of the Ontario Model Soldier Society several years ago. These 4 figures are wearing a uniform of the late 1800s, which would be consistent with research, where I did find a 10th Battalion of the Royal Grenadiers, which served in that time frame and participated in the 1885 Northwest Rebellion in Canada. This battalion was eventually amalgamated into the Royal Regiment of Canada. While I'm not certain, it could make sense that this is what Steadfast was trying to accomplish. This last set is by Music in Miniatures, number TCH-1, and is labeled Canadian Hussars. The figures are well painted and the colors pop out with the dark blue, yellow, and detail found on the uniforms. I purchased this set from a fellow collector, and I have to say he had a good eye for figures. Yep, a keeper, and something I wanted to share with you. I did some more research and eventually landed on the website of the Association and Museum of the 8th Canadian Hussars, Princess Louise's. And on the history page is a color image of a hussar identical to these figures. So for now, I am writing these in my inventory as not just hussars, but the 8th Hussars, Princess Louise's. This regiment recently celebrated its 175th anniversary, having been formed in 1848. Its colonel-in-chief, the Princess Royale, visited with the Hussars on May 20th of this year to participate in the anniversary during a visit to New Brunswick. I'll leave a link to a recent YouTube video on the royal visit to the 8th Hussars on their anniversary. I've said this before, and this is not to diminish the works of Steadfast or Music in Miniature or any other maker of figures, but it does not take a lot of effort to turn a 19th century British soldier or sailor into one of a Canadian militia or regiment of the same time period. The uniforms for this period of time heck, even up to the 1950s, if you want to go there, are virtually identical. And with a few dabs of paint here and there, you could transform one from a British military figure into something found in Canada's military history. I hope you found these interesting and unique. Don't forget to hit the like or subscribe buttons. Until we meet again, keep collecting.